Hello, everyone. My name is Annette Anthony. I'm the Director of Corporate Engagement for EXIT Realty Corp International, and I'm so excited today. We have an associate spotlight. Today, we're going to lean into the mobile business card, and I'm so glad to be joined here by Michelle Granger. She's with EXIT Real Estate Professionals in Spokane, Washington. Hello, Michelle. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great. I'm great. Thanks for asking.
We're so glad that you're here. You know, when we see metrics on our associates and how they're using our technology, literally, Michelle, in the first quarter, you generated 257 real leads using your mobile business card. So we're going to lean into that, okay? Because we believe that people need to understand your experience, how you're using the mobile business card, and just your whole process, your journey of how you got started and how you really took off with this. Because I would suspect that there's probably exit associates who are thinking about, I've got this tool, I'm just not leveraging it. They need to hear from you.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you. So many individuals might not be familiar with what we provide at Exit, and it is a mobile business card. The mobile business card helps agents stay connected with their consumers on the go. It's literally a digital mobile business card. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, well, Annette, this isn't earth-shattering technology. There are companies who do provide mobile business cards, and you're absolutely right. The biggest difference at Exit is we provide it as a member benefit. We also make sure that every agent is thoroughly branded with their mobile business cards from the moment they say yes to Exit Realty. We also make sure that when they're utilizing their mobile business card, that they're generating leads in real time when consumers text in their vanity codes to the number 85377. We also make sure that the associates have access to their leads 24/7 and that they can export those leads, because not all programs do that. So what I'm going to first do, Michelle, before we get you on board to share your journey, I want to show associates and even those watching where exactly, tell me a little bit more about the mobile business card. So I think the best way to do that is to actually show it, right? So we're going to go into the resource center. And I'm going to log into our test account. And what I want to do is have the opportunity to demonstrate where associates go in to customize. Now, we call it a vanity code, and I'd love for you to share, Michelle, in a little bit what vanity code, what that meant to you, right? And just our constant learning of how we can be better stewards of training to our associates. But let me show you where you go into the Resource Center to personalize your mobile business card. So in the Resource Center, you just hover over your contact information and you would click on My Mobile Business Card. And when you come into this space, this is where your dashboard is. And by the way, you can also do this utilizing the EXIT Realty Connect app. And the reason we did this is because we know that associates are always on the go. So we want to make sure that they can edit even while they're, handling their business. So right here on the dashboard, it shows you that, well, first of all, here on the right-hand side, it'll show you what your current custom text code is. So whatever that text code is here. And many of our agents, they've created one. Oftentimes they'll change it once they realize how they leveraged it. And you probably have a story for that too, Michelle. And so you'll know what your vanity code is here, but if you wanted to change it, you would come into this box here on the left-hand side and you would customize it. It goes through an approval process, so you'll receive an email notification letting you know that your vanity code, as what we call it, has been approved and you're ready to start using it. Now, the mobile business card, I'll show you in the design, it's a beautiful digital representation of basically a paper card, but it's your mobile business card. It's a great way for you to connect. People can text in your vanity code and they can text it to the number 85377, and it gives them your information in real time delivered right to their mobile device. At the same time, it gives the exit associate the ability to obtain the phone number of the consumer who's utilizing your mobile business card. So in essence, you are creating a lead every time someone uses your vanity code for your mobile business card. Now, there's lots of ways that you can share it. But first, Michelle, I want to go to you. Let's talk a little bit. And what I also have is I have access to my phone here, so we'll go through the process. But I would love for you to share your story of how you came to leverage the mobile business card. Like, what did you do prior to leveraging this technology to stay in contact with your clients?
Oh, goodness. So we use the Buffini processes in my designated brokers facility, and those processes are user friendly for sure. But as time went on, I realized that I needed to add something additional, something that was more, tech savvy, something that was quick to use. You can be anywhere and not have your business card in your hand when you need to hand somebody a business card. But typically we all have our cell phones like nearby at all time. So
Right.
so this was a user-friendly tool for me, absolutely. Um, I, um, I I was so excited about, just getting in there and starting to use some of these tools that I'm already paying for.
Mhm.
So either use it or lose it. So I decided that I was just going to start incorporating another layer to what I already do. Buffini processes work. The Exit Mobile Business Card enhances that combination. So I always do this. I give them my business card. I send it off to them. I follow up with a quick text message that says, hey, let me know if you know how to use this tool. And if you don't, reach out to me. And if not, I just pick up the phone in 5 minutes and call them and say, hey, what do you think of this? Most of the time I get a pretty good response. It gives me something to talk to them about. It's a conversation starter. So from the time that I call them and see how they're liking the business card, then I turn around and I write my note. Hey, thank you for taking the call. I'd like to have a coffee with you. And then the next invitation. Hey, by the way, would you like to go on open house tours with me? So it's just a step-by-step process of building those layers of trust into the relationship.
Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit about COVID. When you were at home
Oh,
and everybody was sequestered, it wasn't so easy to hand out that paper business card or even be on the go to connect with people. So, how did the mobile business card help you stay connected?
yeah. So when COVID happened, prior to COVID, I had been doing kind of okay. I felt like I was doing okay. I was kind of starting to understand what technology looked like and how that felt and how to navigate in this world of real estate that we all live in. And then COVID hit, and I went home and I froze. I wouldn't leave my house. There was a lot. COVID was a lot for a lot of us. And even though the market was exploding, some of us didn't explode. We just sat and we didn't know what to do. Like, how do you go to somebody's house? I used to door knock and nobody was going to answer their door. I mean, it was a thing. It was a time. So I sat down on my couch and I got thinking, how do I connect with these people without offending them, without upsetting them?
Yeah.
So I started digging into the resource center. There's tools there. There's real life user-friendly tools to use. And so I just started exploring. And I figured this, if I only get one thing from the resource center, it's worth the money I spent on it. So
So good.
I took my contact list, my
Mhm.
personal contacts that I just know, and I started sending it to them. It's a way to stay connected. If you're not connecting with them all the time, they're going to use somebody else. So that's how I started using it that way.
And when we look at your numbers, Michelle, okay, so in 2022, Q1, you sent out 17, you generated 17 leads. And then in Q2, you generated 34 and then 45. And you just kept ramping up with average of generating 32 leads every quarter. So how did you, obviously you started kind of crawling and then you just, how did you, because honestly, now we just had Q1, right? And you generated 257 leads in Q1. So I'm interested in how did you become so savvy in leveraging? I'm like, you ramped up your use. And if you think about it, there are agents, although we're done pretty much, but there are still agents who are kind of frozen, or now that they've come out of this haze, it's now time to get back into the business mindset. And how did you ramp up your usage of the mobile business card to then have sent or generated 257 leads? How did you do it?
So every single solitary person that you come in contact is a potential client. And so that's one way. The other way is that I made myself, you're going to die laughing when you see this silly list that I made. Can you see that?
I love it.
Okay.
You've got an actual chart.
I actually made myself a little chart, and I have my clients' names. I have mobile business card, call, notes, pop by, and emails. So I have a little formula for myself where I'm touching them 5 times over and over and over. I start with the mobile business card and I get in my contact list. So if it's Karen that I'm talking to today, then I send her the mobile business card. I send a little text message, hey, how you doing? I want you to open the link in my business card, and up in the upper right-hand corner is the word go. Press that button and you might have a user-friendly tool. Then I wait 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes, and I pick up the phone and I say, hey, did you open up the card? And if they say, yes, I did, and I love it, I say, perfect. Then I say, thank you for opening it up, and you can use that anytime you want. And then the next thing I do is I say, hey, by the way, if you can use it, but any friends or family that you have, go down the tabs here where your picture is on the mobile business card. Go down the tabs to the word send, press that button, and you can send my business card to your next whoever, your aunt, uncle, friend, whoever's selling a home, and I will get an alert on my end that says, hey, by the way, reach out right now. So that's been helpful. And then after I hang up the phone, I write them again that note, and then I invite them to open houses. I run to their house and I drop by a little coffee card, something that says, hey, I'm thinking of you and I want you to be in my hub. You're like my little person. So, and then after that, I follow up with a quick email. Hey, by the way, here are the stats on the market in April. And I've got a couple really darling people in my office that are top producers, admire them very, very much, that are always providing me with the resources in an email form to send off to my clients that says, hey, this is what the market stats are. So so I am so blessed to have the staff that I have, helping me grow my little small business in that hub. Yeah.
That's amazing. And looking at numbers right now for Q2, you've generated 46 so far. So, and we're just getting started into Q2. So I'm sure you're going to surpass the numbers for Q1 of 2023. Now, I'd love to show, the audience how you actually send the mobile business card. Okay. And gotcha. I know that you're now sending it through the app, but did you always send it through the app? Like, what was your way of sharing your mobile business card with people?
Yeah,
just so it's the business card itself?
Not necessarily the business card. I've always sent it through the app. So I downloaded the app through my Play Store, and then I have it in my, I have it in my cell phone, and I just press that. It pops up. I see all of my options. I go to either my smart sign or I go to my mobile business card. I press it, I put in their information, and I press send. It's literally that easy.
Let's walk them through. I'm logging in as we speak. So let's take them through the process, because you also mentioned, let's go through the process. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show my screen. They're going to love this. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. And let's go ahead and show the audience, like what do you do once, and this is called the EXIT Realty Connect app, which is available to all of our EXIT associates. So what you see in the resource center, for the most part, you're gonna see in the EXIT Realty Connect app. So one of the buttons that Michelle is talking about is the mobile business card button. So walk us through, Michelle, and what I'll do is I'll just press the buttons along the way.
Okay, so go to the mobile business card, press that one.
Yep.
And then I go down to the third tab, which says send card.
Perfect.
Once I get there, I put in my client's name, first name, last name, and then I go to my contacts, my contact list, and I press copy, and then I flip over to that page and I press paste. I paste their phone number in there and I press send.
Awesome. Well, you know, that's such a great way. But you know what you do is you take it a step further and you follow back to make sure that they did that they looked at it. I mean, it's one thing to just send it and call it a day, but they're not even done yet. I think it's really great for you to follow back with that individual. And this, all of this technology is part of your membership at EXIT. When you join EXIT, this is what you get. This is your member benefit. There's no additional cost for these tools and these resources, and certainly not the support too. That's provided to you as a member benefit. So I think it's really good, Michelle, that you really tell people that you have this benefit, and if you're not using it, that's a waste, and that's a terrible thing. But I'm going to also impart with the audience that when people check out your mobile business card, so let's look at it for a second, Michelle. Let's go to mobile business card. Here is, I'm logged in as in our test account here. So this is what your mobile business card looks like. And let's walk us through with what you see here that's really valuable for consumers when you share it with them.
Okay, so there's so many options here. There are all the things here. They can get a hold of you. Absolutely, there's not a way that they can't get a hold of you. Text me, my download my card, download the app, send the card. Call me. I mean, they just have to go to your app and press the button, and you're at access 24 hours a day if you want to be.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge for consumers today is that they would love to do business with a realtor, but they don't hear from them anymore. They don't know how to connect. And there's so many opportunities throughout the after they've purchased their home that they can refer people to you. But if they can't reach you, I mean, whose job is it for them to find your information? Do they need to be on the hunt? Or should you just be that ongoing reinforcement that what you're talking about, you're reinforcing how they can connect with you. And this makes it really easy. So you're right. They have all the ways down at the bottom. And then you mentioned something that I don't think the audience knows about, at least not everyone. This is the button up here at the top, the view properties near me, go. What's that all about?
Yeah. So when I was exploring, I pressed the go, and all the properties where my cell phone, so I'm located in Spokane, all the properties close to where I was popped up instantly. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. So I've reached out to my little niece over in Georgia, and I said, hey, can you test this? I need to know if the properties pop up there. She said, yes, they do in Georgia. So it's wherever your person is with their cell phone in hand, they can look at properties anywhere. If they're traveling to Arizona or New York City or Florida and looking at homes just for the fun of it to see what the prices are, they can pop into our app and it'll pull it up instantly.
Yeah, it's your mobile business card. It's like, what other card? First of all, this isn't technology that's provided by a vendor. This is for EXIT by EXIT. And because honestly, no vendor could do this for us. With all that we needed to do, we took the mobile business card and we took it to the next level by providing consumers access to properties near them. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the button. And I'm in Sioux City, Iowa today. Let me just refresh my screen. It's going to show you properties available for sale in the area. I mean, look at this cute little roundhouse, right? 574,000 here in Sioux City, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And when I click on the property, it's going to have, of course, the Exit Associates branding all over it. Now, there's two things that consumers want. When they're interested in property, they want pictures and pricing. But what's amazing is that, Michelle, when they're using your technology, that they can see other properties listed by other agents, but you've got the Associates branding up at the very top. In fact, it's pinned. So it never moves. It just stays up at the top, because if you had a question at any time, you're scrolling through the information, you're able to go ahead and connect with the Exit Associate right there on top. So, we do include, of course, the address of the property, the photos, the price, the details, the property description, property features, school information. We do also, it's required that we show who the listing is courtesy of and their phone number, but it's not clickable, and certainly not quite as big as the information of the Exit Associate up at the top. It also shows points of interest. It shows an interactive map. You can even change the type of map, and you can pinch and zoom on the map so that you can really, see that area much clearer. You also have commute distance and time. So this is where consumers can enter an address, like where they go to work or where their kids go to school, to calculate the estimate, like the commute estimate from this property that they're interested in. It shows them the transportation convenience score, neighborhood market statistics, neighborhood homes. It does show them the nearest Exit Realty office, but we don't contact that office. We just show the consumer that Exit Realty is local. It also shows similar nearby homes for sale, similar nearby home values. And Michelle, we know that consumers don't like having to chase their realtor for additional information. They only want pictures and pricing, but when you can give them more in value than what they even asked for, it just reinforces your value as an agent, as a real estate sales professional. It also shows that they can request more details, but just like you said, when you share your information with a consumer, or they text, let's say they text in your vanity code to 85377, you generate a lead immediately. They don't have to fill in additional information to request more details, because we make sure to provide the Exit Associate with an immediate lead notification. And we give you their mobile number, so you can pick up the phone just like you do well, Michelle, and then you call them and just let them know, tell us a little bit about what would you say when people are connecting. And I'm going to go ahead and click where it says view my mobile business card up at the top. When people connect with you, what's the reaction when people see your mobile business card and you followed up with them? What's the reaction?
Oh my goodness, I've had such great responses. Several people can't wait to use it. I'll let you know how it's working for me. Can we get together and have a coffee and have a talk about it? Some people, that I deal with are elderly, and they don't know how to navigate technology as well as some of our younger people. So they're the ones that are reaching out and saying, hey, can you just take me step by step in person? And again, that's a dead ringer for a good client, because you're already connecting in a really intimate way. So,
and you taught them something that they didn't already know how to do, which that in essence is really remarkable when you love people enough to show them the process, right, Michelle?
Yeah, it's those personal little touches that make all the difference in this business.
Let me ask you, what's your best advice for associates who are not connecting with as many contacts as you? What do you recommend that they do?
Goodness, I would say start in social media. Look at the people who you really know on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and start taking a little list of those names. You would be surprised at how many people that you didn't realize you knew until you start digging in. So that's one place to go. Your contact list in your phone is another place to go. Are you taking numbers on your cell phone all the time? Everybody you meet, you should be if you're not. So that's another place to go. Yeah, I would say that those are really the essential places that I started. I just started reaching out and started making friends.
So good. And I love the fact that even on a notepad, right, that you can make yourself accountable to make sure that number one, you start with the mobile business card, but then you follow back to make sure that they were able to experience it and get their feedback on it. And that's an opportunity to send them a handwritten note to thank them for their time. And then, I mean, even think about this, once they get your mobile business card, they can download all of your contact information. So they save everything. They have your picture, where your name, where you work, the mailing address, your phone number for your office, your mobile number, your email address, your website. I mean, how much time would it take someone to type all that information, right? No one has time. But when they download your card, all of that contact information goes into the contacts of their phone. So that's really, really valuable. But maybe another column on your spreadsheet, Michelle, is to make sure that they download your app, right? Your EXIT Realty Connect.
Right.
That might be another opportunity on your spreadsheet there, to just another reason to reinforce, right, your value as a realtor.
Yeah, there's so many levels in this business. So I would just say to anybody using any of these tools, it's just one additional layer that's going to put you out in front of the thousands of other agents that are out there competing with you.
Yeah, and there's no other tool out there in the industry, certainly, where you can also pull the properties available to you in your area, anywhere across North America. And this is all provided as a member benefit to every Exit associate. From the moment you say yes to Exit Realty and you have access to the Resource Center, you already have a mobile business card ready for you to go. Now, one of the things that you and I talked about, Michelle, is that when I say vanity code, you were like, that's one thing, Annette. There was words that we use to describe our technology sometimes that you said that you didn't understand what that was until you went into the Resource Center. So explain a little bit about that, because it's so enlightening.
So that is so funny. When I saw the word vanity, I thought, oh my goodness, what are we supposed to put in here? Just any willy-nilly thing? So I put in a willy-nilly thing. Oh, and then when I got having a conversation with you, I was like, what is vanity? And you were like, here's what it is.
Yeah.
Michelle's sells homes, Michelle's on the go. I'm not sure what we came up with. Michelle's on the move. That's the one we came up with. Michelle's on the move. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm branding myself as somebody through the vanity code. And then it made sense. I need to tell people who I am, what my brand is. I'm Exit, but I'm also Michelle, and it's what I'm doing that will kind of ring a note in somebody's head when they're thinking about, oh, I want an agent, but who? Well, Michelle's on the move. Of course, that would be the person.
And when you're on video and you just give people like a market update, don't forget Michelle's on the move, right?
Yeah.
Check out properties available for sale. Text Michelle's on the move to Exit to 85377. So one thing that's really important for associates to remember is that your mobile business card is an extension of your branding, and you have the ability of customizing that vanity code right here. So think about what might that look like? And it's got to be something really easy. Michelle, did you always, for your mobile business card, did you always have Michelle Granger? Because that is super easy, for people, and it resonates with obviously who you are. But what was your vanity code for your mobile business card when you first got started?
It was the name of my dog.
Yeah. Yep. So many agents have kind of just thrown spaghetti on the wall to see what works. But when they start using it in their conversations with consumers, then they realize, you know what, I need to go in and change it. And the good news is you can. you know, so you can come into the resource center, pick something that resonates with who you are, because it's not about us. It's about your branding. Each agent, individual brand, whether they're a rookie or a veteran, we make it simple so that they can take their brand into their local community to brand themselves, so that they can generate leads. So, you know, have, for those that are watching, if probably one of the first things you want to do is find out what your vanity code is to your mobile business card and adjust it so that it speaks to your branding. Now, obviously,
Amen.
you've generated a ton of leads. Let me ask you, do you have probable transactions or maybe referrals of individuals that you've shared your card with that maybe might close in the near future?
I anticipate this blowing up on me in the near future. I'm already having, people are already starting to reach out saying, we're kind of thinking, it's just a step-by-step process. You have to gently nudge them in a direction, and not move their cheese while you're doing it, but just gently keep pushing them in a direction. But yeah, I I am starting to see results starting to surface. They're starting to bubble. I used to always tell my boss, it's like putting popcorn in a pan and
Mhm.
and then spinning it, and then it starts popping. But you have to have a lot of popcorn in the pan to have something start popping. And this has helped that process. It's helped the conversations. When I was prior to that, I was kind of frozen and I was scared to have a conversation. When you call somebody, what do you say to them? Oh,
Right.
hi. Like it's not a conversation starter to just generally hope that you're gonna, you know, talk about something interesting. This is actually a tool to start the conversation. So it's been user friendly for sure. But yes, I am getting some results and I anticipate it going big. I mean, my hope, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
I'll be part of the team again and I'll be back in the running and I won't be, scared and sitting in my basement anymore, but I'll just, confidently be able to go forward, and land those deals, make this happen.
So good. Well, I think that what's the butter, right, in making these kernels pop is just you're building your confidence, right? When you put a cube of butter in the pan and it's just solid, just it's starting to transform. And I believe your confidence has also transformed, Michelle, because you're practicing over and over again. I always tell associates, practice makes what? And then the whole group says, perfect. I'm like, no, no, no. Practice makes permanent, right? So the more consistent you are, it's like breathing. You don't even have to remind yourself, hey, it's time to take another breath. That what it is when you're having conversations with people, it's just like, oh, before I let you go, have you checked out my mobile business card? And then they'll say, I don't even know what you're talking about. Awesome. Just text and you tell them what your vanity code is and text it to the number 85377. So what I'm going to, you're awesome, Michelle. I'm so glad that we're
Thank
doing
you.
this. What I'm going to do before I go to the last slide that has your vanity code on it is I want to talk about some additional ways that the audience can share their mobile business card, because maybe they perfected sharing it through the app, but I got some other ideas for you. So let's dabble into those. So first of all, in the Exit Realty Connect app, we have a button called Quick Leads. Quick Leads, you guys, is what I call the money button. This is where you can click on that upper left-hand corner button. And this is where you have all the different ways that you can connect with your audience. But right there at the top, it says send mobile business card. Now, you guys, just recently we added the ability. Now look at the top where it says enter the lead info below. This is what you use. This is what you do, Michelle. You would
Yeah.
type in your person's contact information, which is awesome. However, now what you can do is you can select from your device contacts. So if they're already a contact in your phone, and we all know we have hundreds of people in our phones, so what you could do now is just click on the link to access your device contacts. And let's say you don't remember what their last name is, but you definitely remember their first name. You can just type in their first name. Here's my contact. So I can select Marissa Anthony. And when I do, it automatically populates her contact information. And I can go ahead and I can send my text message from here. and it sends her my mobile business card. So it's even more simplified to connect with your audience and share your mobile business card. Again, that's using the quick leads function in the Exit Realty Connect app, that one of those main buttons up at the top, quick leads. Don't forget, so if you're taking notes for those watching, make sure that you use the quick leads button. You'll definitely want to do that. The other is just like what Michelle was doing, you can go to the icon right on your Exit Realty Connect app, that right there at the bottom where it says mobile business card at the top. When you select mobile business card, same idea, couple different ways here. You can send your card, just like what Michelle was doing, send card. Same screen here where you would actually either type in your contact's name, or what you could do is now select from your device contacts, just like what I clicked on. When you select from device contacts, it's going to open up the contacts of your phone. Michelle, how much easier is this going to be for you now?
Oh man.
Right? Yeah,
Just wait until the numbers come.
I know, and that's awesome. So that's another way that you can send your mobile business card to individuals. Also, okay, let's say someone opens up your mobile business card and they're checking it out. So I'm going to click on my mobile business card. So when people are looking at your mobile business card, so I'm an Android user. So Android users on the upper right-hand corner. So when you're with your contact and they're checking out your mobile business card, what you could do is you can click on the three little buttons in the top right-hand corner. Again, let me show it to you. There's the, I call it the hamburger, right? The little stack right here. When you click on those three little buttons, one of the things you could do is you can add it to your home screen. So you'll see down here at the bottom of this list, add to home screen. So you can walk them through of how to save. So I'm going to call this Sharon Richardson's, and then I'll put MBC for mobile business card, and I'll click add, and I'll just click add to home screen. Let me just move it. There we go. Add to home screen. So here's what it does. Now I'm going to have a little icon right there. Do you guys see that? So on my phone, I can now just click on the button and be taken right to Sharon's mobile business card, right? Pretty awesome way. Now for iPhone users, on the very bottom of your iPhone, you'll see when you touch the screen, you'll see a little share button. It's a square and it's got an arrow pointing up. That's your share button. So you can click on the share button and then you can just swipe across and you'll see where you can add it to your home screen of your phone, okay? Another way that you could share is the Resource Center. So let me show you that. So in the Resource Center, you can actually go and you can hover over people. So when you hover over people, you'll see that you can send your mobile business card. So maybe you're working on at your desk and you have a little bit more elbow room to work. Maybe one of the things you'll want to do is come into the Resource Center and then, it'll already select mobile business card. This is where you would type in their contact information, add in a little message. You can even indicate what type of contact or what type of lead is this, and then send your request to that individual. But like what Michelle was talking about too, is you also want to be mindful on social media. Share it. Anytime that you're promoting yourself, anywhere, whether it's on digital or print, social media, in your email signature, my goodness, in your voicemail, just reminding people, hey, I'm not available, but your needs are important. Leave me a message at the end of the tone and I'll call you back. And oh, by the way, check out my mobile business card, text, and then you tell them what your vanity code is to the number 5377. There's so many different ways. You can put that vanity code on anything, pens, water bottle labels, anywhere. Your mobile business card is a means for people to connect with you, but it also connects them to properties available for sale in their area anywhere across North America. So those are just some of the ways to reconnect with people. Michelle, I believe what we've done today is we've given people inspiration for ways that they can connect beyond what they even thought, especially for those individuals. It's our hope that if you're stuck, there's always an opportunity to create small steps And you just repeat those small steps over and over to reinforce your value, which is what you're doing, Michelle. And I would love people to connect with you. You're in Spokane, Washington. I'm sure you can handle some referrals in Spokane, huh, Michelle?
Love.
Yeah. So the best way that they can connect with you is by texting Michelle Granger, because that's such an easy vanity code. Upper and lowercase doesn't matter, you guys. Text Michelle Granger to the number 85377 and do business together. Maybe even, a virtual cup of coffee so you can have a conversation and build relationships. But we're so proud, Michelle, that you were here today. I know that your messages were very inspirational to people, and I would love to hear their success throughout this year because of your advice.
Oh gosh, thank you so much for having me. It was great to talk to you all.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us today for our Techinar. Be sure that you join us every fourth Wednesday of the month at noon Eastern Standard Time. It was our privilege to have you here, Michelle, and I'm sure we'll see you again very soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Make it a great rest of your day.